Have you ever had one of those brilliant ideas for a product? Maybe something you make as a hobby, and you think, you know what, I could totally sell this online. But then the thought of websites and marketing and all that competition just stops you in your tracks. Well, today we are going to break down exactly how to turn that passion project into a real online shop, even if the word tech makes you want to run for the hills. Okay, let's get in.
And this quote right here, wow, it just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? You go online, and it really feels like everything's already been done. How in the world are you supposed to stand out when the digital shelf is just overflowing with stuff that all looks the same? It's a totally fair question, and it's a fear we're going to tackle head on.
So first up, let's talk about this feeling. The feeling of being a tiny little fish in a massive, massive ocean. We're calling it the crowded online shelf. And honestly, it's the #1 reason so many great ideas just never happen. Yeah, the dream is so exciting, right? Creating something, putting it out there, building your own little business. But for most people starting out, the reality is, well, it's a mess of overwhelm, anxiety about the competition, and just pure confusion about all the tech you think you need to make it happen. And that gap between the dream and the reality can feel impossible to cross.
But what if I told you the secret to cutting through all that noise has nothing to do with having a better product? It's about having a better story. This is a huge mindset shift that changes everything. See, you're not just selling a thing. You're selling an outcome, an experience, a feeling.
And this right here really breaks it down. The old way is to list your diffuser's capacity, its timer settings, and just hope anyone buys it. The smart way? You forget the tech specs for a second and you sell a calmer evening routine to someone who is desperate for it. All of a sudden, you're not just another diffuser anymore, you're a solution.
And that all starts by getting super specific about who you're selling to. Are you helping out stressed out desk workers who need a little pocket of calm in their home office? Or maybe you're selling to new parents who just want a soothing vibe for the nursery. The second you pick one of these groups, I promise you, your marketing gets 100 times easier.
So the trick is to boil all of this down into what we can call your one-sentence promise. Something simple, like a calmer room in 10 minutes, or the perfect gift they'll actually use. And this isn't just some catchy tagline. It becomes your guiding star for everything. Your product descriptions, your photos, your social media. It keeps your message razor sharp.
Okay, so you've got your promise. Now what? Well, now we have to build a shop that actually feels trustworthy. Let's get into the practical, nitty-gritty steps for building that all-important customer confidence.
So this just kind of lays out the landscape of what's already out there. But instead of trying to sell everything, you can start smart. Notice how an ultrasonic diffuser is great for a beginner who just wants a gentle scent, but a nebulizing one is more of a premium upgrade for someone who wants a really strong experience. The point is, you don't need all of them. You just need the right one for your specific customer. And listen, whatever you decide to sell, these things right here are your absolute non-negotiables. Trust is built on quality. A whining motor or a missing safety feature is a one-way ticket to a one-star review. Nailing these basics means you're selling a product that really respects your customers' money and, their peace of mind. Right, let's talk about money. So many new sellers think that being cheap is the only way to compete. But honestly, that's just a recipe for burnout. Your price has to cover so much more than just the cost of the item. You've got packaging, postage, those sneaky payment fees, even a little buffer for returns, and your time. When you factor all that in, you land on a price that actually lets your business survive and maybe even grow. And when you're writing about your product, please forget the jargon. Just use this super simple 3-step formula. People just want to know, is this going to work for my bedroom? How do I actually use this thing? And, okay, what am I getting for my money? Answering those 3 questions clearly and honestly gets rid of so much of the anxiety that stops people from clicking buy. The exact same thing goes for your photos. You do not need a fancy studio. You just need to show the truth. A photo next to a coffee mug tells me the size instantly. A close-up of the buttons shows me it's easy to use. These simple, honest shots build way more trust than some glossy, generic stock photo ever could.
All right, you've got a focused product and a trustworthy page. But now, you got to tell people about it. And I know, this is the part that often feels the most terrifying, but it doesn't have to be about trying to become a full-time influencer.
Look, your marketing can just be about being helpful. Show people how to set it up. Do a quick little video to prove how quiet it is. Make a simple gift guide. Every single one of these ideas answers a customer's question and shows your product in a real, useful way. It's about demonstrating value, not chasing viral trends.
Now, we've covered the what and the why, but that how can still feel like this giant roadblock. If building a website from the ground up just sounds like a total nightmare, it's good to know you've got options. Everything from simple website builders to services that can handle the entire tech side for you.
For example, you can find all-in-one services that, for a flat yearly fee, just handle the entire technical setup. This can be a really straightforward way to get online without getting trapped in complicated subscriptions or hidden costs, which makes it way easier to budget and plan.
And usually, these kinds of services include everything you see here. The whole tech setup, a clean layout that's designed to build trust, and, my favorite part, support in plain English with no jargon. The whole idea is to let you skip the tech headaches so you can focus on what you're actually passionate about, your products and your customers. It's just one route you can consider.
So, let's pull all of this together. No more, I'll do it someday. Here is a simple, actionable plan to get your shop live and selling, no matter which technical path you end up choosing.
Just look at how manageable this is. Start small, just a few products, write those helpful pages we talked about, take those honest photos, and the most important step is the last one. Launch and learn. Your shop does not need to be perfect on day one. It just needs to be live so you can start getting feedback and making it better as you go.
And let's end with this reminder, because this is the big takeaway. Success is not about being the biggest or the cheapest. It's about being the most helpful, the most focused, and the most trustworthy shop for your person. And that is a goal you can absolutely achieve.
So I'll just leave you with this final thought. For a second, forget about the product itself. Think about your customer. What is the one feeling? Is it calm? Is it joy, creativity, relief? What is the feeling that your shop is going to deliver? Once you know the answer to that, you're already halfway there.